right, hey, good morning and welcome. It's a big day. We're gonna talk about websites by popular demand. So you're thinking to yourself, do I need a web developer, a designer? Can I do this myself? Right, where do I even begin? I know, it can be daunting. So let's talk about some of the platforms that you can go to get your website, your online presence up and running, right? Some that you're probably already familiar with, I'm sure you've heard of, right? Think of Shopify, Weebly, Wix, GoDaddy, WordPress, right? You can probably name several. Now, these are sites that you own, okay? They're your sites. You own them, you control them. You can make all the changes to the inventory, right? To the look, to the feel, to the images. You can add, subtract products, add a blog. Some of these, they give you 100% ability to change the design, all right? Literally everything, such as WordPress, right? That's something you can do everything on. Others like Shopify are more of a pre-built site that you can customize with your images and colors and logos and themes. And still others like Wix and Weebly, really more of Wix, I would say, they're more of a hybrid option, okay? They offer some pre-built options, but they also allow you to write code if you wanted to. You could hire a developer. You could do as much or as little with them as you want. Those type of sites are really nice. So why is having a website so important? I mean, can't you just do everything on Instagram, on Facebook? No, not really, right? A website gives you the opportunity to do many things, right? Show products. Think about that. You can have a blog if you want. You can publish articles that you need to. Gather customer inquiries and requests. Very important, right? Accept orders, take payments, and really grow your handcraft business from a home base. Keep that in mind, right? Now, you're also the one, when you have a website, you have to drive the visitors, right? You have to develop the business and really market your way to customers and sales. No one's going to do that for you, right? Traffic and visitors, they only arrive at your website because you took some sort of action to get them there. So let's kind of reverse engineer this for just a moment. Now, let's say you already have a website built. We're going to just fast forward a little bit. But you still need what? Happy, engaged, paying customers. What are some of the ways to get visitors there? Let's think about that. See, because many times new business owners, they ask the question, do I need a website? And how do I get one going? But then they stop short. They fail to ask the even more critical question of how do I get people to come to my website once it exists, once it's there? So let's take ads. All right, ads are kind of the obvious choice. Everybody's heard of them. They're everywhere. What kind of ads do you have? Google ads, Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, LinkedIn ads, right? They're virtually on all the different platforms. And they do a lot of the same things, right? They drive traffic, or the point of them, I should say, is to drive traffic and customers to your website. Now, those are all good platforms, by the way. And I recommend you get on there, but I recommend you add those one at a time, over time, right? That way you can take your time with them. You can build them professionally. You can build them slowly over time. It's a great way to get traffic, a great source of traffic to your website when promoted correctly, okay? Because there's right and wrong ways to do this. Now, you might be asking yourself, yeah, that sounds great. I'm ready. Let's do it. Okay, but here's another question for you, okay? You'll want to ask this question to yourself. And I think by now, okay, if you've watched or read any of my content up to this point, you know that I'm big on asking yourself questions, right? You're probably like, oh gosh, not a question again. But remember, you're the CEO, you're the founder, you're the owner, designer of your brand, right? You're the artisan entrepreneur. It's serious. Now, I encourage you not to let anyone, nobody, diminish that incredible work that you're already doing, okay? Even if you're the only person in your company, you're a business of one, that's fine. You have a business and you're the CEO. Now, that means strategic planning, creative thinking. That's asking yourselves good questions, right? That all rests on your shoulders, by the way. You're the boss, right? Now, that's a good thing. You're thinking, no, it's not. No, it is. That's a good thing because nobody is going to love your business more than you do, right? Nobody is going to take better care of your customers than you are, right? And nobody is going to develop a brand precisely like you. Nobody can do that. Nobody can be you, right? Now, I only mention this because if you haven't already encountered this, maybe some of you have, but if you haven't encountered the naysayers, they will come. They will find you, right? They'll say things like, you already have a job, or what makes you think that you can actually run a business? You've never done it before. You didn't go to business school. Well, for them, I would refer you to Napoleon Bonaparte, who said this. We've all heard of Napoleon, right? Show me a family of readers and artists, and I will show you the people that will move the world. Now think about that. That's quite something. The world needs what you are creating. Stick with it, right? It'll be amazing. So now let's say that you're fired up, you're ready to grow your brand and launch your website. But keep in mind that everyone's situation is different. Now that's not a bad thing. I'm just pointing it out. Yours is also unique, right? Now here's why. Again, ask yourself this, right? How much time do I have each month to devote to this website and my business? How much capital do I have to invest in my brand? And what knowledge am I beginning with? And what knowledge do I need, right? Do I need to level up my skill set somewhere? What are my specific goals for my company, right? And they're different for everyone. Here's what I mean by that. Let's take time, for example, right? How much time do you think you have to develop a website and build your online presence? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just that's something you need to address. Now, keep in mind, you need to allow sufficient time also for keeping your current customers happy, right? Ordering clays and supplies, filling current orders, and of course, creating those awesome products that you make and the backbone of your business, right? Now that's outside your other obligations, such as say work, family, responsibilities, church or volunteer work, etc., right? Now, as I mentioned, everyone's situation is unique. Now, if we were consulting right now and sitting in an office or let's say on a Zoom call, I would recommend 3 different choices based on how you responded to those questions and the conversation of building and launching a website. So everything we're talking about up to this point. So let's look at each one, okay? The first one, have a web designer or a web developer create a website for you on any of the platforms that we just discussed. Then you would need to learn just some of the basic fundamentals. That way you're able to say update inventory, change products, change some images, change some pictures, prices, right? You might be having a sale, or you might be adding something else. Just those things that will make you familiar that you need to know as a website owner. Okay, number 2. Now I'd recommend that you would select either like a Wix or Shopify for your website platform, right? And do most of the work yourself, right? These platforms are very user-friendly, right? They don't take a lot of time to figure out how to do them. And now we're gonna go into more of those detail where I'm gonna show them to you. And number 3, I would say consider really growing your brand on a platform like Etsy first, and then migrating those customers to your personal website in the future. I'd recommend this option if you don't have a lot of time to devote to learning how to build and launch a website, right? Now, and that could change in the future. Now, I know how to build websites and create websites and how to market and drive traffic to them myself. But even knowing that, right? If I went back to the beginning, to the founding of My Clay Nation, to the founding of our company, Yanira's and mine, this is the path that I would follow, all right? And I would say for a few different reasons. Let me share with you. Etsy already has millions of visitors and shoppers on it, right? Now, you don't need to drive as many visitors. You still have to do some of the work, of course, but not as many as you would in, let's say, a standard website. Now, you can still run ads on Etsy as well, right? Just like you would Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or Pinterest. Etsy's a cheap way. It's to build your customer base quickly, right? And it's much more rapid expansion. Don't get me wrong. I still want you to have your own branded website. However, I would recommend for most, not all, if you're just starting out to build your customers, right, to get feedback, and I would say really hone your unique selling proposition on Etsy, and then begin migrating your customer base, right? Move your customer base from Etsy to your main website, right? Your hub, so to speak. And I would say recommend doing that maybe 6 months to a year later, right? After you've got some customers and some sales and some reviews built up. And I can say this from someone's perspective that did it the other way around, okay? Now, only recently, as in about a month ago, we launched our Etsy shop. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna jump online now. I'm gonna show you what these things look like. We're gonna jump in and take a look at the different platforms, right? The Wix platform, Shopify platform, Etsy platform. Now, I'm not gonna do a deep dive on how to use each one of these platforms. Not right now, okay? I'll do that in the next video. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to add images in that one, right? I'll show you how to do products and stuff that you need to know before deciding on which platform, right, or which decision that you're gonna make next. All right, so right now, let's just jump in. We're gonna take a look at these, and I'm gonna show you what they look like, and we're gonna do a quick overview. All right, let's take a look. All right, so now we're over here, and we're taking a look at, this is Wix. So for those of you who don't know, I built this website on Wix. We also integrate Ecwid as our shopping platform, so Wix and Ecwid, but the design itself is done through the Wix platform. And we're also going to take a look at Shopify and then also at Etsy. So again, we're not doing a deep dive on these today. We're going to do that on the training next week or for the next video. That way I can really have the time to go through and show you how to do the different things on it, right? How to add images, how to actually build your website, right? That's the details and the info that you're hungry for. So let's take a quick look here. Now, this is for those of you who haven't seen the website. I think most of you probably have. It's an easy layout here, right? There's my daughter holding the clays. And this is one of the photos from, of course, the very beginning when we used the labels instead of the stamp on our shipping packages. But as you can see, everything is pretty much in here, right? We've got all different pages here, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, lets you know that everything's secure, no need to worry. Subscribe to our newsletter. You can do reviews here. If you want to chat, you click right there, right? So this is a pretty good platform. There's some of our photos. You can click on here and it'll take you right to the collection. And you could set this up any way you wanted, right? Like this is just the way that I had designed this, but you can design this any way you want. Let's go to shop now. All right, clay doll collection. And of course, I think most of you know, if you don't, you spend $100, you get free shipping. But let's take a look at the design. All right. So this one I set up, as I mentioned, this was on Ecwid, but you can do the same thing on just Wix alone. I only recommend Ecwid if you have a huge inventory, like we have an enormous inventory, thousands of clays or what we keep stocked on hand. Kind of like the way we differentiate ourselves is by not doing pre-orders and having things in stock. So depending on the number that you're going to keep in stock, if it's less than 1,000, I would say just use Wix. Okay. So see how easily you can build these, right? These are some of the different photos. You got the prices on them, SKU number or what you want for a product identifier. And it's just a simple product page. Okay. So you can zoom in, tells a little bit about, the clay, the size, the different things, add it to the bag, click, and it's in there. Okay. So what I like about, Wix is just the ease of use. This is a really easy platform to use. There's my wife, Yanira. You guys know her. She's the pretty one. And here's the contact form. So there's all these different things that you can add to this or not add to it. And it's just really easy to do and really user-friendly. So that's what I like about that. Now, if we go behind and we go to kind of the back screen on here, there's the site. Let's say you had set this up yourself. Okay. Just click here, edit site. And this is going to open you up to the screen. And again, not doing a deep dive. I just want to show you a little bit of, what some of these platforms look like from the other side. Because if you've never worked on a website or added images or products or any kind of intel like that, you may not realize what it actually looks like. So you can see here, see these little lines, that's the way you know you're on the backside. And let's say I wanted to change this image. I would just click on it. Just click on it. See, not a whole lot, not a whole lot in terms of high tech. It's pretty user friendly. Let's look at this. Right, here's going to be your menus and pages and everything. Here's the home, the shop page, the contact form, frequently asked questions, which is I have linked on the bottom. And see, oh, my blog is not showing. This is the one that Yanira writes it, but I had put it over here. So, okay, we can do this in real time. I can show you how easy this is. Let's click on blog. We're going to go to show. Boom. You see how quick that is? There it is. Right there. It's that fast. And before I log out of this part, let me show you a little bit more. Theme manager. So I was talking about this earlier. You can pick from a variety of themes, or you can have your own. If you have your own brand colors, you can do like what we did and plug those in. Gives you choices of backgrounds. I had a lot of pictures that were already taken for the company that I did. So we didn't use any of these backgrounds, but know that there are tons of them. I think there's thousands in here that are available if you want to use those. There's different apps that you can add, the Wix app market. Now, some of these are free, some of them you have to pay for, but know that you do have the integration abilities of these. Here's media. Those are going to be your pictures or the pictures that are on there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, there's tons and tons of free images on here, which is great because, there's certain places where you'd have to go and you'd have to buy images for $2, $3, $4, $5. Wix gives you a whole library of them for free. If there's anything you want to use, you just click on it and you can put it wherever you want. Here, if you wanted to have a blog, have your own articles, you could do that here. This would be the store. Now, I'm not going to click on this one because, again, as I mentioned, we do Equid. But if you clicked on this, it would open up the Wix store. Okay, also user-friendly. Here's your content manager. All right, so different things here, your contact form. Let's say you wanted to do memberships or subscriptions or anything like that as you grow and expand your business. It really gives you a lot of functionality here. And it also gives you this thing called Ascend Business Tools. I can't speak to this too much because I haven't used it. From what I heard, it's pretty user-friendly and handy, but I have my own platform for email marketing, SEO, Facebook ads, stuff like that. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the backside. Now, since we added this, I'm going to go ahead and save and publish this now, okay? So there we go. Let's click publish. And it usually takes a couple seconds. And there we go. Click done. All right, so now that would come up on the front side with, of course, blog on there now and without the lines. All right, let's take a look. Now, I have not used Shopify except, when working with a couple clients on some things in the past. But what I did is I went ahead and opened up a free account so that I could show you a little bit of the backside of Shopify, okay? And their pricing is pretty good on here as well. So here we're in the home screen. Let's say we wanted to add a product. You would just click here. All right, and you would just start inputting the information here, all the different the variables, the colors, the picture, and stuff like that. All right, so again, not real difficult. You just have to kind of get in there and play around with it. But on the next video, we're going to go through and I'm going to walk you through all these different steps. Okay, again, this is just, again, to give you an overview. Here's Etsy, right? This is our Etsy shop. And the reason I was so positive on this is because this shop has only been open for a little over a month. Okay, and take a look at this, right? 88 sales in just barely over a month. We now have multiple 5-star reviews, and you can see those down there. So that's really nice. As you sell your products, you're going to get really good social cred from your buyers, and that's going to help you sell more and more, right? And it's user-friendly. It lets you put in videos. It lets you upload your pictures, your images, set the price that you need to have on here. You'll notice that, of course, Etsy is a little bit more expensive than what you're getting, of course, in our VIP group. Okay, so when I say that it's more affordable there, it really is. But I wanted you to see this, and then let me show you one more thing on here. All right, take a look. Let's set this for last 30 days. All right. Total views, 4,706. Visits, 1,441. And orders, a total of 19 orders. Okay. And we've just had this open for a month. So that's what I was telling you. That's what I was mentioning is that unless you're able to bring, 4,000 views, 1,400 visits to your own website, Etsy is a good place to start. And then you start migrating them over to your own website. Right. And there's strategies and easy ways to do that, which I'll go into on the next training. But that gives you an idea so you can see what these look like from the other side. See, hopefully if they're not as intimidating and everything as what you first thought. All right. So let's close out of here. All right. Hey, we finished that training today, huh? So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it served to really whet your appetite for our next activity, which will be comprised of tutorials for building your website. Now, this is either on Wix or on Shopify, and I'll also show you how to add products and how to launch an Etsy shop. If you want to, I recommend you do. Now, I decided to break these into 2 separate training videos. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could return and review just the foundational portion that we covered today, or you could cover the website building portion that we're going to be doing in the next training. So you can do that easily, either this one or that one, or watch them both. But I also, it's a big but, I also have a stack of orders that I need to do the printing for, printing out your labels that came in over the last 24 hours. So if you're one of the customers who ordered in the last 24 hours, I don't want to keep you waiting. All right, today we set really I would say a solid foundation that you can build upon. And as we wrap up today's session, I wanted to just quickly respond to a question that I've received from more than a few of you just over the last week or two. Specifically, will I be doing any individual consulting for website marketing, for brand, for growing your business? And unfortunately, the answer to that question is not right now, or I should say, not yet. Okay, don't get me wrong. My Inclination is now a full-time business for both Yanira and myself. However, I previously committed to teaching two classes for Penn State this fall and 1 marketing class for Business Wallace, right? So I've got 2 business analysis courses here and 1 marketing class there. That being said, after the fall semester ends, I've decided to only teach 1 lab at Penn State. That's it. So reason being, my Inclination has been growing rapidly, and I want to devote more time to bringing you even more clays, right? You like those, and providing and creating additional resources and support for you, our customer, so that your business can grow at a rapid pace as well. I know what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Yanira knows what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Now, no promises, okay? But I may be able to offer some one-on-one coaching and consulting time to you after the fall semester concludes. Now, if that's something that you might be interested in, you're thinking, maybe, maybe not, do me a favor and just let Yanira or myself know. Send us an email, make a note or respond down below, because I would only have time to take on a small number of clients, even with not hardly teaching anymore. I would only have a small number. And so we'll want to put your name down. And then if we decide to do a coaching program for this, we'll reach out to you, let you know all the details, and then you could either sign up or you could decline before it's even offered to our general customer base. So again, not committing to a business coaching program right now, but I will commit to posting these weekly training videos. And I hope you're getting a lot of value out of these. That's my goal. And you can continue to select the topics. Don't forget, this website training was requested by several of you, so this has been a big topic. So if there's something else, if there's anything business related that you want me to cover, let me know, and I'll add it to our list of future topics, growing a list of future topics. So, hey, don't forget also to download my notes and cheat sheet below. Just click on the link, get your free download, and next week, be ready, because we're going to be doing the work of building some websites. Okay, if that sounds intimidating, if that sounds a little like, I don't know, right? We're going to go step by step. And we're going to take something that maybe it sounds complicated to you, and we're going to make it easy, simple, and fun, right? What could be better? So you're doing amazing things. I believe in you. Yanira believes in you. And we're here to support you in any way we can. Okay, we are so grateful to have you as a customer and wish you an amazingly productive rest of your day. Until next time.